Sanjana Malhotra from Sociology presents Governance Through Geotagging, a case study of Indian bureaucracy.
Before I started this program, I worked with a small team in the Indian government that used algorithms to address complex governance challenges. Much of the data that they used was a result of geotagging. This made me wonder, how is this data produced? And what meaning does it hold for the people who produce this data? So what is geotagging? Geotagging is the process through which location data can be added to media, such as photographs or videos. We most commonly encounter this when we add our location to a social media post. However, starting in 2016, the Indian government required local bureaucrats to geotag their work, as you can see here, as evidence of task completion. In India today, everything from rural road programs to housing to trees and community events are required to be geotagged. My study is the first that looks at the experiences and perceptions of the people who are actually doing this work of geotagging. Through interviews and analysis of policy documents, I find that there are deep conflicts in how this technology is perceived across different levels of the government. On one hand, the policymakers at the federal level see it as a new and revolutionary technology that can break through the entrenched patterns of paperwork-based colonial bureaucracy. On the other hand, the local bureaucrats see it as an exercise that just needs to be done, to be completed so that they can move on to other tasks. As a result, the act of geotagging being done becomes more important than the content that it contains. A data manager at the district level that I interviewed said, frustratedly, that I feel like I'm just collecting data for the sake of collecting data. Now, what does this mean in the larger scheme of things? As I started with the team that was working on algorithmic solutions, this data that is first collected by local bureaucrats and holds almost no meaning for them is now being used as a representation of ground truth and being used to train algorithmic models. As governments around the world, such as the Philippines, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Nepal, use geotagging and collect more and more data, what does it mean that data that holds no meaning in one place is now used to drive algorithmic decision-making in another? Beyond this, it also has repercussions in how we think about meaning is created and derived by data producers versus those who use data in algorithms. Thank you.